Hello and welcome to Beyond the Arena, our special program for the Hangzhou Asian Games. I'm Mike Fox. Behind me is the Hangzhou Olympic Sports Stadium and the 10,000-seater tennis centre. Here in the studio, we will explore stories from behind the scenes, including the blood, sweat and the tears that come with it. In partnership with media agencies across Asia, we'll take a deep dive behind the competition and present diverse perspectives on this sporting spectacle. Today, the focus is Iran and the Iranian delegation, and I'm delighted to say in the studio we're joined by Saman Khajouri, who is an Iranian journalist from Press TV. Saman, great to have you with us.
Thanks for inviting me.
This is your third Asian Games, you were telling me before we came on air. How's it been for you?
Well, it's been great, simply great. You know, China is a great host to Asian Games. I've been to other actually Asian Games, but never seen such unity, and also in terms of the unison, also anything is in order. And so, in one word, I can say it was impeccable. So it was quite wonderful, amazing. If you want to take a closer look at the opening ceremony, that was great, unbelievable, in all unity. So it was astonishing, in my word.
Well, we'll have a deeper discussion a bit more into the program about the Iranian delegation and how they've been doing so far. But right now, we're going to cross live to Zhao Yunfei, who is in Hangzhou at the main media center. Yunfei, I believe you've got some more information on the Iranian delegation. What can you tell us?
Well, Mike, we have entered a day where the wrestling competition has begun. It won't happen until the very last 4 days of the competition day. But obviously, Team Iran is highly anticipating this because it's wrestling. It's the cornerstone of Team Iran. And we have a statistic over here where at least 20 gold medals was received by Team Iran in the past 3 editions of Asian Games. And also, take last time as example, back in 2018, Team Iranian won 62 medals in just wrestling. So it has a very high success. So there's a high anticipation on the wrestling competition from Team Iran for this year. And speaking of a star sports person, there's one man we cannot ignore, which is Iskandar Filabi. And between 1966 and 1974, this man has won medals, gold medals, champions in 2 versions of sports, both in freestyle and Greco-Roman. So, of course, the new generation is rising. This year in Hangzhou, Team Iran is dispatching a team of 12 athletes who are participating the wrestling competitions, but their biggest competitor is Team Japan, and which is also winning a lot of medals in the previous Asian Games. So starting from Wednesday all the way to Saturday, we're closely watching the games following up. Back to you, Mike.
Yunfei, thank you very much. That's CGTN's Zhao Yunfei, who's at the main media center here at the Hangzhou Asian Games. While Iran's athletes continue to steal the spotlight at this event in East China, clinching multiple gold medals and igniting national pride. From volleyball to wushu, their historic victories have inspired spectators from their home nation. Let's explore the highlights of Iran's exceptional performance at the Games.
First, I thank God for helping me win the gold medal. The competitions were so difficult, especially with the host country China in the final. It was a very tough match. China has good players. With this victory, we've boosted our self-confidence for upcoming matches as we compete for our place at next year's Olympics. We will soon travel to Brazil for a qualifier, but we have a long way to go to realize our aim. We will make our utmost efforts to be fully prepared for the Games. We hope we will achieve a good result.
I thank God for helping me win the gold medal. I tried my best and made a lot of efforts, and I'm happy to have won. It was my first experience at the Asian Games, but I have held world and Asian titles in the past. I have already earned 3 world titles and 1 Asian title.
In the name of God, I'm very happy because of my victory. I feel a sense of joy and happiness for my people, my family and my coaches. All my opponents were strong, but I cannot say who was tougher or easier to compete against. My first opponent was from Vietnam. He was a good one, as were my other opponents from South Korea and Indonesia. But after analyzing all my opponents, I knew I could win the gold medal.
My body was sharp and I was fully prepared for the games. We have been at the national training camps for almost 8 months. We were fully supported. Thank God everything went well. I came here to achieve the best result and to win the gold medal.
Well, Iran has long been a major rival of China in men's basketball. Hamid Haddadi was a familiar name for Chinese fans during the centre's 10-year stint in the CBA. CGTN's Greg Lafrady has the story.
A living legend, Hamid Haddadi was no doubt the backbone for Iranian basketball before he announced his retirement from the national team earlier this year. The 38-year-old has been remembered by Chinese fans since he played against Yao Ming, who since became the president of the Chinese Basketball Association. China and Iran have been two major forces in Asian basketball and have engaged in many fierce battles on the court. Haddadi took on Yi Jianlian after Yao retired in 2011. The Iranian was often the better player in their early encounters, both on the national level and in the CBA, until China beat Haddadi's Iran on their way to the Asian Championship title in 2015.
Now our top rival is Iran. Haddadi has been my opponent since I represented our youth national team. We've known each other well for many years.
Last 10 to 12 years I played with him. This is all getting tough for me, you know.
As Yi hadn't been a regular starter for China due to injuries in recent years, Wang Jilin and Zhou Qi have been taking charge in China's paint against Iran. China earned another epic victory over Iran in the 2018 Jakarta Asian Games final. Veteran Haddadi was reluctant to settle for silver, but continued his contributions to Iran. He scored 14 points and grabbed 11 rebounds against Wang in a World Cup qualifier 2 years later to help Iran reach the 2023 basketball showpiece. When 36-year-old Yi announced his retirement after this year's World Cup, Haddadi delivered his best wishes to one of his lifelong rivals from China. At the same time, Haddadi left the CBA after playing in China for a decade. The Iranian was famous for his consistency for the Sichuan Blue Whales and led them to a maiden CBA title in 2016 when he was named Finals MVP. The prolific center also played for Qingdao, Xinjiang, and Nanjing during his 10-year spell in China and helped bridge the ties between the two countries. His efforts are hailed by the Chinese fans as he's bidding farewell to the CBA. Haddadi is one of China's most respectful rivals, not only for his years in the country, but for the fighting spirit he showed on the court. Greg Lafrady, CGTN.
Well, Iran has seen considerable success in a number of martial arts events at the Asian Games, particularly in 2018 when Iran won 21 medals across karate, taekwondo and wushu. CGTN spoke to wushu world champion Shabano Mansourian in Hangzhou about what drives her.
یه ورزشکار همیشه از خیلی چیزاش میگذره، از خانواده‌اش، از زندگیش، از خیلی چیزاش به اون هدفش برسه. هدفش اون مدال است که میگیره. من الان 5 تا طلای جهان دارم. توی حتی بانوان رکورد دارم. همیشه سعی کردیم که برای کشورمون، برای شهرمون افتخار کسب کنیم. من چند ساله که برای این بازی‌ها که الان اینجا هستم خیلی زحمت کشیدم و دوست داشتم یه طلای خوش رنگ بگیرم، یه مدال خوب. هدفم طلا بود، چون من 39 سالم هدفم طلا بود، طلای بازی‌ها. ولی خب متاسفانه بعضی وقتا اتفاق میفته، بعضی وقتا شاید خدا نخواد. میتونستم طلا بگیرم و دیگه متاسفانه بود. الان سنم هم 38 سالمه، یعنی سری بعد نمیتونم تو این بازی حضور داشته باشم، چون من 5 ماه اردو بودم. قبلش 2 سال خب تمرین و دور از خانواده، همش تو اردوهای ملی بودم توی شهر دیگه و خیلی سختی کشیدم تا اینجا رسیدم. فقط گریه میکرد که منم ببر، منو تنها نذار و همیشه اینجوری بوده. ولی خب الان 5 ساله که دیگه آرشام عادت کرده. من از 8 سالگی شروع کردم تا الانی که 38 سالم. الان ورزش رو باشو مثل خانواده، عضوی از خونه. یه روز به من بگم باشو کار نکن، من فکر کنم بمیرم دیگه. خب توی زندگی هم همینجوره، چیزای زیبا منتظر ماست، میتونیم کارهای مختلف انجام بدیم. انشالله سری بعد با خانواده و پسرم دریاچه شیهو بیارم ببینه که لذت ببره. عمرم توی وشو بوده، توی ورزش بوده. نمیتونم هم خداحافظی کنم که اعلام کنم خداحافظ من دیگه نیستم، ولی الان چیز شد که دوباره یه طلا بگیرم و بعد از ورزش وشو از حرفه‌ای خداحافظی کنم، توی بحث مربی، توی بحث کمک کردن به تیم ملی حضور داشته باشم. این مسابقه پایان کار ما نبوده، ما خیلی کارا داریم انجام بدیم که انشالله تو همشون بتونیم موفق بشیم.
A fantastic story. I'm delighted to bring Saman Kujuri back into the conversation. Our special guest this evening, he's an Iranian journalist from Press TV. When we see all those stories about Iranian athletes in sport, I suppose it makes you feel, very proud to see them doing so well. We can look at the events that your country is usually strong in, thinking of wrestling, weightlifting. How have the whole contingent done in your eyes at this Asian Games?
Well, the 19th Asian Games has been a great opportunity for Iranian athletes to show themselves, to shine more. There are a couple of disciplines which Iranians have always been shining in the past couple of years during different editions of not just the Asian Games, but the Olympics and the world competitions. For example, one of them, wushu, for example, weightlifting, judo, wrestling, both Greco-Roman wrestling and also the freestyle wrestling. Just a few days ago, just weeks ago, there is the Belgrade World Competitions freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling. Iran stood second after the United States. So Iranians, athletes have always been shining tried. But this Asian Games round, the 19th one, has a great opportunity for Iranians because so far 5 gold medals have been snatched by Iranians, especially in wushu. We have 2 gold medals by wushu athletes, one actually backed by Iran's national volleyball team. And we have also speed climbing. Reza Alipur, who is called Asia's fastest wizard. This is quote-unquote media quotation.
It's a nice nickname.
Yeah, but simply saying so. Also another in Kurash, that's a form of wrestling which is practiced in Central Asia. So in all, Iranians have been shining great, and definitely they continue to win more medals.
Not in the football. I mean,
football.
how
Right.
do you think that would have gone down? Because that was a shocking loss. Going down one fantastic result for China, Hong Kong, 1-0 victory. But I think Iran would have been favourites for that tournament, or at least up there, because they're a very strong team normally in Asia. How do you assess that?
Exactly. It was a simple mistake, I think. I just call it
an upset.
Some mistakes. Definitely an upset. What Iranian officials and those in charge of Football Federation actually had high hope of Iran's under-23 national youth football team to win at least medals, no matter whether it be gold or bronze or whatever, but make way into the final or semi-final. But a few mistakes sometimes may just prevent you from reaching that goal. But anyway, this is match, this is game, this is sports. Some people lose and some people win. But definitely what is so important is that the path is quite clear, and definitely Iran, as before, will be one of the top teams in Asia, definitely for football. You have seen it in World Cup and also other international tournaments as well.
Well, we can put it down to a lack of experience, I think, from their part. just want to briefly chat to you about shooting. You just mentioned
Yeah.
it a few moments ago, because that's
Exactly.
attracting the youth in Iran. Why is that?
Well, exactly, because you know, Javad Fouri Iran's actually is one of the top Iranian shooters, and who actually got gold medal in the Olympics. Now, after that, day by day, just Iranian youth were turned to shooting, because it needs concentration, at the same time some skills. You have to concentrate, you have self-control, you know, everything together and coupled together definitely can make a change. So Iranians have grown more tendency towards shooting, and this time you see that Iranian team made history by winning a bronze medal in mixed 10-meter air rifle, and that was the first time in the history of Iran attending international tournaments like Asian Games or any other international tournaments, winning a bronze medal in that. So I think this shows that shooting is growing much more popular among Iranians, that such a development, such an achievement has been made, especially at the 19th Asian Games here in Hangzhou.
Saman Khajouri, we are going to have more from you in a few moments. Saman Khajouri from Press TV. But for now, Iranian players have made history in the men's table tennis by winning bronze in both the men's doubles and the team competition. CGTN Talbeng has this report.
It's amazing. It was just amazing. Yeah, it was for us. It's for first time in our history and my career as well. I never forget Hangzhou. It is my dreaming. Hangzhou, I love it. I love it. It's always in my head, because it's my first medal and second medal.
Yeah, so we are very happy about this happened, because it was after 65 years for our country. My teammate, and good victory against Japan. They are very strong, and 3-0 against them is big title for us.
The coach of the Iranian table tennis team said the players' performance has made history, and it was not simply a matter of chance or luck.
I don't believe that this is a coincidence, but we have struggled for this. We have tried our best, and if it was a coincidence, it could not happen for the second time. And we are so happy. I'm sure that table tennis in Iran has leveled up.
Iran performed bravely and won many times. We should applaud for the victory, Chinese national table tennis victory, but also cheer for the progress of table tennis in Asia and even the world. I think this is also the perfect interpretation of sportsmanship.
From Iran, we can see that the charm of sports is here. No team is invincible, and our victory over the strong team also let us witness the improvement of the overall competitive level of table tennis, which is a proof that the spirit of sports is faster, higher, and stronger.
Saman, I wouldn't have had Iran down as a table tennis nation, I have to admit, because when we think about the sport, we think about China, obviously, and Japan, South Korea, of course. But this has been an unexpected rise in Iran. What is this down to, and why are they now able to compete with the best in the world?
Yeah, exactly. I think practice makes perfect. I think this is, what they really believe in, because Iranians are growing. Definitely, they're believing in themselves much more than ever before, because they do know that if they practice and also they are trained well, definitely they can make history. They can achieve good results. Now we have seen such a thing in table tennis. Look at table tennis doubles, or before that we made history. After 65 years, Iran's team competitions actually managed to, after beating Japan, made way into semi-final. So this, after 65 years, such a thing happened, which led to Iran securing its bronze medal. So, and also in doubles. So we see that, especially we have two genius, or three genius players, better say, Noshad, Nima, and Rahbar. All these three guys are one of the best, actually, players, and definitely these, I'm telling you, once again, I'm just repeating that when we see that such achievements are being born or made by Iranian players, more and more people, as they're following their matches and they're hearing the news of their victories definitely show more tendency toward table tennis, whatever. So, you know, in doubles, we also, after beating Japan again, they secured their bronze medal once again. So these are achievements that we never had before. So this means that Iran's table tennis federation is working on it, or not just table tennis, but also in other disciplines as well. So I think this, again, I say practice makes perfect, and when they make victory or they gain a point in the face of, for example, in the face of Japan, South Korea, or China, who are great rivals, or better said, the main teams or top teams in Asian table tennis, they think that they grow such a self-confidence that they can.
Well, just very quickly before we go, the rise in sports like table tennis, you mentioned wushu as well. Anyone can be good at the most popular sports in the world, but when you start to emerge in emerging sports, or maybe sports that aren't as popular in your nation as others, is it a sign that the sporting infrastructure is going in the right direction?
Yeah.
Especially with the Olympics not far away.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you want to be successful in international games, whether it be Asians or the Olympics, no matter where or whatever, definitely sports infrastructure should be at the right place, or be at its full capacity. So that's why I just want to make reference. Today, Iran's Minister of Sports, who is visiting China, had a meeting with his Chinese counterpart, and in a meeting they talked about such expansion of cooperation in the sports infrastructures and also cooperation. So the two sides, Iranian ministers and also the Chinese minister, explored avenues for further cooperation, especially in sports infrastructures, because they do, both sides know that so long as the infrastructures are completed and everything is at its full capacity, definitely those the hopes among the goals can be achievable, Mike.
Thank you very much for coming in this evening.
It's my pleasure.
It's been fantastic having you as a guest. That's Saman Gujuri. He is a journalist for Press TV in Iran. It's been wonderful having you. That's all we've got time for on this edition of Beyond the Arena. It's back to you in Beijing.